everyone, it's me, Bigfoot, and today I had what I thought was a genius idea. Success or poultry homicide?
Tastes like failure. And pina colada.
The world's first Christmas bomb. If Gordon Ramsay can cook a turkey in here, I can cook a rocket. The Fizzy Nuke 3000 tastes like victory and diabetes. Inner peace, outer chaos. Great, now I look like a disco ball. It's happening! Well, that's one way to butter me up. The enemy won't escape this web of destruction. Also, I might not either. Yep, I'm my own hostage now. No one will suspect pasta until it is too late. Guess I am past a point of no return. Green energy? Nah. Brown nut energy. Abort mission. Ladies and gentlemen, I have bottled pure chaos. Diet Coke. More like die choking.
The enemy won't see this coming unless they're hungry monkeys. I weaponized potassium, and it weaponized me back.
Dinner and destruction, all in one. Well, at least dinner's served, kinda. Nobody ever suspects the Quack Squad. I got outsmarted by bath toys.
Make a wish, preferably one where I don't blow up the forest. Happy birthday to the squirrels, I guess.
This is it. The grand finale. The bomb to end all bombs. The boom of booms. Uh-oh, chain reaction incoming. Well, guess I'm officially the bomb.
You ever wake up one morning and think, you know what the world really needs? Me, Bigfoot, building bombs. Yeah, me neither. But that's exactly how my Tuesday started. I was sipping on pine needle tea, looking at my tool collection, which is just a pile of rusty forks, half a toaster, and a suspicious amount of duct tape, and I thought Nikola Tesla had equations. And me, well, I got big hairy hands and zero sense of safety. So naturally, I declared myself a bomb engineer. Why? Because what could possibly go wrong? Besides everything, first order of business, take my old toaster. Now, I don't mean old, like vintage or retro. I mean old, like ever can plug it in and hums like a beehive and threatens to set the forest on fire. So I crammed the slots full of firecrackers, duct taped 2 forks across the top, and announced, ladies and gentlemen, I present Toaster TNT. The plan, pull the lever, light it up, and boom, instant explosive innovation. What actually happened? The thing spit out a piece of burnt toast, like a cannonball, ricocheted off the wall, and hit me in the forehead so hard I saw Jesus riding a bicycle. And the firecrackers, yeah, they went off inside the toaster. All I heard was pop, 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 PFFFFTTT, and then black smoke poured out, covering me in soot. I looked like a chimney sweep from a Victorian musical, except furrier. Next came my spaghetti timer bomb. Sounds dangerous, right? It wasn't. It was dumb. I boiled a giant pot of spaghetti noodles, dumped them all into a mixing bowl, and buried an alarm clock inside. I figured, hey, when the clock rings, boom! Except the only thing that blew up was my kitchen. Halfway through, I forgot about the noodles, leaned over the bowl, and the alarm clock went off with a loud BZZT-bar-IG. I screamed like a banshee, slipped on a noodle, and fell flat on my back. Meanwhile, the spaghetti flung everywhere, on the ceiling, on the floor, in my fur. I looked like the world's worst pasta commercial. and the explosion. It was just me farting when I hit the ground. Not my proudest engineering moment. Now, this one had potential. I found an old car battery, a spark plug, and some soda cans. I wired them together, squinted real hard, and thought, yes, this looks like science. I even wore goggles. Safety first, right? Except my goggles were just two empty pickle jar lids strapped to my face with shoelaces. So I crank it up, instantly sparks start flying everywhere. Not controlled sparks. No, I mean angry lightning god sparks. One zap hit my butt. Another zap fried my tail. And before I could shut it down, the whole thing short-circuited, shooting a soda can like a bullet straight through the window. I peeked outside just in time to see it hit a squirrel. Don't worry, squirrel's fine, but now he's got trust issues. By this point, I thought, all right, Bigfoot, enough messing around. Time to run an official test. So I set up a fake bomb training ground in the backyard. Wooden planks, sandbags, even a little cardboard cut enemy I drew with crayons. Looked like a bad military base run by preschoolers. I armed my toaster TNT, placed the spaghetti timer, and lined up the car battery contraption. It looked impressive. Like if someone walked in, they'd think, wow, this Bigfoot guy really knows what he's doing. But the second I shouted, commence operation, boom! Every device failed at the same time. The spaghetti timer rang, splattering noodles everywhere. The toaster TNT spit toast into my eye, and the spark plug contraption caught my fur on fire. I panicked, ran in circles, screaming, stop, durap, row! But instead of rolling, I tripped over my cardboard enemy and face-planted into the mud. Let me tell you, nothing screams professional bomb engineer like standing in a pit of spaghetti, toast crumbs, and burnt fur. You ever try to make a grenade out of breakfast food? Well, I did. So I boiled a carton of eggs. Then I thought, what if I hollow these out, fill them with gunpowder, and toss him like grenades? Genius. Right? I didn't have gunpowder, so I stuffed them with, don't laugh, Pop Rocks candy and soda. My brain went, if they fizz in your mouth, imagine the chaos outside. So I went up, pulled back my arm, and launched the first one at a tree. The egg splatters on impact. Instead of an explosion, I just hear fix a zazerst. The pop rocks start snapping in the grass. Then I trip over my own feet and land butt first on the carton. Suddenly, 12 egg grenades go off at once. Pop rocks and yolk everywhere. My tail was sticky for 3 days, smelled like omelettes, and every ant in the forest tried to live on me. That's when I realized egg grenades don't kill enemies. They just make you breakfast. Next invention, acorn bombs. I figured, hey, squirrels already stockpile them. Why can't I weaponize them? So I stuffed a bucket of acorns with baking soda and vinegar, duct taped them shut, and said, portable explosions, patent pending. I set them out in a nice row in the clearing, real professional. Except I forgot I was in squirrel territory. Suddenly, a squadron of squirrels charges in like a furry SWAT team. They grab the acorns, start running off, and boom, mini eruptions everywhere. Squirrels flying through the air like popcorn kernels. I'm screaming, waving my arms. Abort mission! Abort mission! One acorn exploded right under me, launching me 5 feet in the air. I landed flat on my back, and when I opened my eyes, I swear I saw one squirrel giving me the finger before it passed out. Now, here's where things got scientific. I took a 2-liter bottle of cola, dropped in a whole pack of Mentos, and taped fins on the sides. I declared, ladies and gentlemen, the first Bigfoot missile. I set on the ground, pointed it at the sky, and waited. Nothing. So, naturally, I leaned over and peered inside the bottle like an idiot. That's when it activated. The cola shot straight into my face like a fire hose, launched the bottle into the air, and knocked me backwards into a mud puddle. The missile. Yeah, it didn't go up. It went sideways. Flew across the forest, nailed a raccoon, and the raccoon chased me for the rest of the day smelling like root beer. By now, I'm starting to get paranoid my inventions aren't working, but they look suspicious. So I leave one of my spaghetti clock devices sitting on a stump while I go to get more supplies. Next thing I know, hikers wander into the forest. They see wires, a ticking clock, and noodles dripping down the sides. They scream, it's a bomb, and run for their lives. Now I've got helicopters overhead, news vans outside the tree line, and the local ranger yelling at me, Bigfoot, what the hell are you doing? I tried to explain, it's not a bomb, it's dinner. But by that point, I was already on some FB watch list titled, hairy suspects, and finally I decided to go full Hollywood. I made a dummy out of pillows, sticks, and an old flannel shirt, strapped a dozen homemade bombs to it, mostly soda cans, duct tape, and sparklers, and set it up like a test subject. Then I hid behind a tree with binoculars. Except I don't have binoculars, so I just held 2 empty toilet paper rolls to my eyes. I pressed the button, which was really just a light switch duct, taped to nothing, and waited. The sparklers fizzed, the soda cans hissed, and the dummy caught fire instantly, which would have been fine if I hadn't realized the dummy was wearing my only good flannel shirt. So now I'm screaming, running at it, trying to put out the fire. But every time I hit it with a stick, soda sprayed everywhere like a geyser. The end result? No explosion, no science, just me, covered in soda, holding the burnt remains of my favorite shirt, crying like a disappointed caveman. After the soda dummy disaster, I figured I needed something small and safe, like firecrackers. I lined up 50 of them along a log, thinking, professional engineer vibes. I light the first one, boom. It blows up sideways and knocks me face first into the mud. My eyebrows smell like gunpowder for 3 days. The forest animals just stare at me like, why are you like this? Next up, balloons filled with vinegar and baking soda. I tied them all around the clearing. I pulled a string to release them, and they bounced everywhere like caffeinated jellyfish. One balloon hit me in the head, another bounced into a bird's nest. The eggs survived, but the birds now hate me. I strapped rockets to a chair, because why not? I climb in, pull the lever, and the chair lifts a whole foot off the ground before crashing into a bush. Leaves in my fur, twigs in my tail, and somehow a squirrel riding the chair's back. I'm not sure what happened, but everyone is alive. Sort of. I thought banana peels could be a stealth bomb. Scatter them around the forest floor. Anyone stepping on one would slip. I accidentally slip first, then roll into my acorn bomb pile. Squirrels are cackling, birds are flying overhead like not again. Lesson, never test banana bombs on yourself. I filled a makeshift cannon with giant marshmallows. Aim the tree. First shot misses. Bees chase me for the next 20 minutes. Second shot lands in a pond. Third sticks to my face. I declared victory anyway. Bigfoot morale's $110. Tried to make instant ifs from toothpaste tubes. Squeeze the tube, poo! It explodes in my face like minty confetti. Forest smells minty for a week, and every deer I see blinks judgmentally. I attach fireworks to a remote car. Plan blow things up safely from afar. I forgot to remove the cat from the garage. Fireworks ignite a chaos everywhere. The cat is fine but now hates me. I get chased for 10 minutes. I thought maybe small, harmless explosions are better. Filled balloons with confetti. Pop them with a spark. Confetti goes everywhere in my fur. In the squirrels' nests, in my leftover sandwich. I look like a walking parade float. Bigfoot fashion questionable. I tried actual fireworks this time. Light the first one, it bounces, hits my bucket of egg grenades, then knocks over to the cola missile. The forest is a symphony of explosions, pops, and WHY, animals flee in perfect cartoon chaos formation. I tried to mix lava lamps with firecrackers. Bad idea. Lamp explodes lava everywhere. My fur is orange for 3 days. I scream, run around like a caffeinated walrus, and slip into the soda dummy crater. I decided, time for a grand finale. Mix everything, pop rocks, soda, fireworks, egg grenades, and Mentos missiles in a one super bomb. Set it on the stump, back away slowly, and stare in awe. Boom! The explosion is massive. Mud, confetti, soda, egg yolk, and twigs fly everywhere. I'm airborne. My tail is singed, my picnic hat is gone, and somehow a raccoon lands on my shoulder like nothing happened. I sit in the mud, dripping in leftover soda and confetti. Forest animals cautiously return. One squirrel gives me a tiny thumbs up, or at least it looked like it. I sigh, wipe egg from my eyes, and declare engineering maybe not my thing. Then I spot the raccoon with my hat wave and decided tomorrow I'm just making sandwiches. Bigfoot style engineering career. Fun Chaos 110.